trying to say is that you can't control it.
I'm not trying to say that. The whole bloody ship is.
It's the wild colour scheme that freaks me. I mean, when you try and operate one of these weird black controls which are labelled in black on a black background, a small black light lights up black to let you know you've done it. What is this? Some kind of intergalactic hyper...
Hey, is anybody else thirsty?
A big thanks to our continuing subscriber 11 Lion.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following stream hilarious. Viewer discretion is advised.
Gotta love Morgan, right? Morgan just adds something to any stream. Even this stream, which has a lot of somethings already. How are we doing, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome on in. Ice Bear knows it's Monday because Ice Bear loves my calendar widget. Okay. And you know, just for giggles, I've actually left Poliwhirl there for now. So if you look to the left of your screen, you can see a Poliwhirl still there from when we tested the Pokemon game last week. It's cool that he just sits around waiting for the start of your stream. So how are we doing? I hope we all had a good weekend. I have a sleeve of Jaffa cakes right here to snack on for the duration. So I'm going to try and cleverly eat them, not in your ear, but eat them when there's other things going on that allows me to and I don't have to speak. So what did I do this weekend? Well, I did go round to Goodwill's because Spartacus will tell you, me and Sparky love a good charity shop. So stealthy snacking, yeah. I thought about trying to do it discreetly and not tell anybody, and then kind of it might, you know, you see me sitting there munching away, it kind of gives it away. Yes, we do love a bargain. So I went around to the Goodwill shops as I normally do, and I found a couple of things. We're going to take a look at today. I need to move this again, don't I? Hang on. If I put my headphones on with the cord at the back, then not only do they look cordless, but you get to see my shirt properly for the redemption in a moment. For the prediction when we close it out. Yeah, so two things I got. One of the things, which is not a spoiler alert, is this shirt I'm about to show you. And then another thing we'll get into in a little while. So without further ado, because nobody likes ado, let's go ahead and close out the prediction. Snack Squad approved. There it is. So let's have a look and see what shirt. So the answers were PlayStation, Care Bears, and something else. Now those people that are regulars or regulars at the start of the stream will know that I do have PlayStation shirts. I also have a Care Bear shirt where it says something like I'm grumpy. And then also something else obviously covers a whole gamut of my other shirts. I can tell you today, the shirt I wore is in fact PlayStation. So it was not Care Bears, it was not something else, it was in fact PlayStation. So I gotta say, GG's to the winner. I'm going to choose the outcome. I believe the only winner this time was 101 Lion. I don't think I've ever seen so many points used in in the prediction before. Oh look, random subscriber shout out. There's Bear. Go drop him a follow. Yeah, that was like 3 figures on every answer. I was quite impressed with that. So thanks to those that participated. And yeah, so this was a shirt I saw at the weekend, and I thought, well, that's quite nice. I haven't seen one like that before. It's official PlayStation merch. So one line probably looked at it and just like read the Japanese straight off the bat. Usually when I buy shirts with Japanese symbols on, I use Google Translate and translate it, but I didn't on this one. So it could say, I hate everybody. I don't know, but I hope it doesn't. I hope it probably says something like PlayStation, maybe. So maybe I'll translate it later. Maybe on the BRB, I'll take my shirt off and I will use my Google Translate app to see what it actually says, because it kind of has some letters there and it has some letters there, and yeah, I quite liked it, so I bought it. See, bot gaming with all the shout outs. Alright, so whizzing back, there we go. So obviously I had to change the default camera position again, because if I came on like this and go, haha, but you don't know what shirt I'm wearing today, it's a little bit obvious. Oh, look at you, Sparky. Thank you very much. for doing the translation. Do you know who the faces of the PlayStation launch in the UK were? Was it you and your brother, Tubby? Come on now. Are you going to make me say that you should write a book again? Who were the faces of the original PlayStation launch, the PS1 if you will, Tubby? Spill the beans. Give us the tea. How could you possibly know that? No, it was not. I would say, I think Tubby's just making stuff up now, but if you knew what a legend Tubby was, and still is, of course, then yeah, that'd be quite believable. So in honor of Tubby and his brother, do you know what? You saying it is all the proof I need, Tubby, because I know you don't tell a lie. You're incapable of lying. It's like in the Knives Out movie, if anybody's seen that, there's that woman in it and she's incapable of lying. That is actually Tubby. That character was based on Tubby Crumbles. I actually don't know katakana that well, but it is something like Purizutation in Ramaji. I could have gotten that wrong. Well, I mean, it's similar to PlayStation. It's close. Was it Mr. Blobby? Oh, Mr. Blobby just opens like local fates now, doesn't he? Could read the hiragana though. See, I see lots of words here. One lion. To me, it's all Japanese. I get there are different language sets. I just have no idea. Purei Sute Shon. Okay. I mean, maybe Sony would have been more successful with it if they'd called it that. And people pronounced it like that. Purei Sute Shon. Alrighty, so good to have you back, Mormon Lion. I'm glad you're back safely from your trip. I hope it went well and everything was fun and fine and dandy. And no streams this week from the mighty One Lion. However, we all hope and pray there will be more streams from the mighty Lion. We should have no echo and good volume on this now.
I have a goal.
What?
And that countdown timer is a very important countdown timer to me. Because once I reach 0, I
don't like that clip anymore. I might delete that clip myself. Can you delete clips you made yourself? I don't know. That clip was One Lion muting his mic and allegedly saying, once he reaches 0 channel points here, he might stop streaming. Which, check the calendar. It wasn't April the 1st. It wasn't a joke. It was a serious consideration. So, yeah, it is sad. We shall wait to see. We're not going to pressure the mighty Lion one way or the other. What he chooses to do is what he will do. When our local bank opened up, now closed, Mr. Blobby was there. Now, was he there to open an account, or was he there to actually be the talent, celebrity, if you will, Sparky? I'm curious. I think you can. Here's a picture of the castle. Welcome in, Dukasoft. Good to see you. One of the agenda items today is linked to Dukasoft. We're actually going to get to momentarily, so good timing, as always. The softest of Dukas. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Okay, so I think here's a picture of the castle Christie's mom rented for the week. Ooh, look. That's so fancy. It's interesting that there is actually somebody sitting atop a horse on the left over here. I wonder if that's a famous person on the horse. That's my favourite duck doing. Quack! There you go. There's the answer to that question. do Quacksoft. Oh, thank you for the combo biddies. Very nice, thank you. This is very nice. This is very fancy. Definitely a lot of place for parking. Unusual color scheme. I wonder if there's a significance to using blue on certain doors and... Is architraves the right word? I feel like I've never used that word in my life, but I feel like it might be fitting. Architraves? Possibly. Anyway, this is very nice. I hope you had a nice time there. I hope it has up-to-date amenities and things, I don't know, things like AC might be good. It looks cool and it has some neat things, but it's a castle. Old and not quite comfortable. Especially with something like 9, 14 and under people and their parents. We stayed in a hotel about 30 minutes away. What? No. What? So Christy's mom rented this for the week, and to thank her, you stayed in the nearest Hilton. That doesn't seem like your appreciation cup overfloweth. One more line. That made me chuckle. Thank you. Anyway, this is the Fancy Pants place that got rented, even if One Lion didn't stop there. So that's good to see. Alrighty, so yes, this shirt was a Goodwill purchase from the weekend, and also the other thing I purchased was this from the famous brand Monster, called Illuminescence, and is a 6.5 feet or 2 meter multicolour LED light strip. Lights! So here's the funny thing. I mean, none of this is actually funny, but, you know, figure of speech and all that. So here's the funny thing. I bought it. They're like $20 to buy on Amazon. It was $3.99. The box was overflowing. So I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. How can all these wires be spilling out? It seems a lot more here than you could actually pack into the box. It's quite a fancy box. It's quite a fancy box to the point where not only does it have an opening flap at the front, but the flap is magnetic. When I looked inside and I'm opening it up, I'm like, wait, why are there, you might not be able to see, why are there silver dots inside the box? That's for the magnets, for the flap. That seems a bit of overkill, to be honest. It is a bit posh. The only downside is I can't actually get them to work yet. I mean, they work, but they don't work. So the reason it was overspilling, the reason things were overflowing is because keep the magnets when you finish with the box. Yeah, I might be able to reuse them. So this is the 6 foot reel of LED lights that you get with it. Tatum played, that's what she said. Wait, why didn't that play? Hang on, hold your horses. Huh. Right, let me put that on my fix list, and I will actually play it in a moment, although it's obviously slightly not as timely now. I thought since I'd removed all the sound alerts from Redemptions, I didn't have sound alerts, but I guess I still have a sound alerts panel. So I'll put it on my fix list to disable that. But in the meantime, we can jump back to here and here we go, just for Tatum.
That's what she said.
There we go. I can't give refunds, unfortunately, on sound alerts. It doesn't, the system doesn't let you, so There we go. Probably not strong enough magnet though. I mean, to be fair, they're not very strong. I wonder if you could glue the magnet to the light and then one to the wall and use it to hang them up. I mean, it might, but this is actually quite heavy. I mean, this is the whole roll here. It's quite heavy, and it has a button which has me thinking I might not be able to turn them on and off digitally. I might have to mechanically press the button. No sorries, Tatum. I like to know what's working and not working on the stream, because what's not working gets to go, so it'll be fixed. So yeah, Sparky, that's what you're supposed to get with it. 1 6-foot reel. What I actually got with it was a second 6-foot reel in a different color. It almost comes on like a Super 8 movie reel. Look, and it's wound around. Okay, bargain. The bargain doesn't stop there. Hold on to your hat, Sparky, because there's also third reel. It doesn't have the button on, so I'm not really sure how the previous owner used this, but it does have a USB connection. So that was a third reel. And last but not least, another Super 8 movie reel with a fourth strip on. Yeah. So 2 of them have buttons, 2 of them don't have buttons. Join it to the other lights? Not easily. The thing is with LED strips, I don't know if you're aware, you can snip them off to the length that you want, and as long as they're still the bit that's still connected to the power source stays alight. So if you buy like a 1 meter long strip and you only need half of it, you just cut it off and you still have the part lit that you want. So this is one of the things that we're going to be looking into when we create the Twitch logo sign that we talked about on the last stream. I might have to buy a soldering iron, quite cheap if you just want like a hobby one, and some solder, and we might have to get some wire to connect different strips together, because the logo itself, the Twitch logo, is actually, as most people know, a speech bubble, but it also has 2 eyes. And so to get the 2 eyes in the middle and not to have a stream of lights running to the middle, I might need to run a wire and connect the 2 things together. So in lieu of me actually making a purchase on eBay, which I was going to, but I haven't done yet, to buy kind of light strips and L wire and all the stuff to make the sign, I need to see if I can get these working first and see if I can in fact accommodate what I need just using these strips. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, there's some playing to be done. They might join with the USB. No, because on the end of each is a male USB-A plug, so they won't join together. Jeez Louise, what in the world? Thank you, Dukesoft. I'm not sure. I feel like I should probably turn off the light behind me now that you've asked me that. Let me do that, because I don't want to upset Dukesoft. All right, is that okay for you, Dukesoft? I'm sorry. Sorry if it was a bit bright for you. Are you hungover? Maybe is that why you wanted me to turn off the light? But anyway, it's off now, so there you go. Hopefully that's placated you somewhat. All right, now I just look like I'm in a Queen video again. Now you can pretty much just see my head, not much else behind me. Okay, so what's next on the agenda? What's next on the agenda is my throne list. So last week, Dukesoft very generously purchased me a duck from my throne list. My throne list didn't have much on it. I'm trying to build it up, not because, I think everybody owes me gifts, but sometimes people that don't subscribe or even do subscribe just want to support the channel in different ways. And I try not to put things on that just come across as, hey, buy me this, like, hey, here's a brand new PC, buy me this, because I struggle with asking for things, and it's not really asking, I suppose, it's just like putting them on a list, and then if people want to, they will. But Dukasoft was kind enough to go, hey, there's a duck lair. I'm going to buy that duck, and bought the duck, and the duck was already delivered. Yeah, so we're going to have a, I'm not sure unboxing is the right word because it's not really in a box, but an unwrapping, if you will. So it is quick, right? I think it's because it was linked to Amazon, and then I already have Prime anyway, although they weren't locked into my account. But yeah, I was surprised with just how fast it did arrive. So yes, where is the duck? Here is the duck over here. One thing that surprised me, it does come with accessories. Who could have predicted shoes? Anybody? I don't think so. Who would expect to get tiny shoes with a rubber duck? I definitely did not expect that. And what's funny is one of the shoes fell out of the pack, and I wasn't even sure that it came with it. As I took the duck out of the packaging, and I'm like, what's this pink thing in the bottom? I like reached in, pulled out as this tiny shoe. Like, they do have feet. Rubber ducks don't have feet. I mean, ducks have feet, but they're webbed feet, and I don't think webbed feet would fit into this tiny shoe. So, yeah, I thought it had been included by mistake when it was being packed. And then when I looked in the clear packaging, I was like, oh, wait, there's another shoe. It does have shoes. So, this is the pack as it arrived. Okay, showing you get all the way around. There's the other shoe in there, look. 2 shoes, because, you know, you don't want a duck limping along because it only has 1 shoe, right? So, there's also, I think, some sticky dots that came with it. So I guess they're to make the accessories, well, stick. So, so let's have a look. Let's see what we've got. So we have the little duck. We have the duck bandana. Just an FYI, I'm going to show you the things now. I'm not going to assemble it on stream because I feel like it might take me a while with, you know, hats and shoes and things, and you know, heart-shaped sunglasses. And this was a suggestion, by the way, from JD Does Dev, because you can actually make suggestions on people's throne list of things to add. And after he suggested it, I did, in fact, add it. So we're going to do a shout out for JD Does Dev for the suggestion, and then we're going to do a shout out for Dukasoft for the purchase. That's a lot of JDs. As Balint says, J Dizzle. God bless you too, Dukasoft. How close are we, Dukasoft, to another stream? So, one-liner said he's not streaming at least for this week. So, do we think we could get another Dukasoft stream in before another one-line stream? Possibly? Allegedly? Maybe. We'll see. Alright. Well, let's do a shout-out for the person that actually broke the first chatter redemption today. Not even really a redemption, is it? It just detects who chats first in stream, and it's supposed to be disabled when the stream is not running. And because I have shield mode on when I'm offline, I think it means that only mods can chat anyway, possibly. So Balint came in and chatted this morning before the stream started, and because I hadn't disabled my first chatter code, it went, hey, congrats on first! At which point Tubby came in and went, no, that's not allowed. So, do a shout out. for Belint and the Science Stream crew.
You, Mr. Flares,
There's lovely Lita.
limousine, and your horseman.
And they'll be streaming tonight, of course, because it's Microscopy Monday, where they look at tiny worlds under the microscope. So get yourself over there, drop a follow, and watch all the science shenanigans. Okay, so a bit of a spoiler. We already did see the shoes, but I'll bring them up anyway. So I guess you use the sticky dots and actually put the shoes, stick the shoes underneath the duck. So that should be interesting. What else do we have? We have all the sticky dots they give you so that you can actually attach things to the duck. 2 strips of sticky dots. The bling bling. This is the necklace, the gold necklace that I'm not going to try and attempt to unravel at the moment. And there's 2 big sticky dots attached to that, but I think that's bit of a red herring. I don't think that the 2 big sticky dots are in fact for the chain. I think they're for the shoes. Yeah, I think they're to stick to the bottom of the duck, the shoes to attach to. Although having said that, also we might need to find a way to attach the hat. Unless the hat will just sit. Let's see if the hat's the right size that it will just fit without a sticky dot. Yes, look, styling. Look, duck with a pink cowboy hat. Does anything say Texas more than that? And there we go. Job's a good one. So thanks again, Dukesoft. Appreciate that. When we called up the throne command on the last stream, the little animation that comes up over the chat was a little off center. I think I've fixed that now. If we have a look. There it is. Look. Slap bang ding dong in the middle. So I did add a couple more things to my list over the weekend. A tip to Dukesoft. I added a couple more things, but they're mostly crowdfunding. Some of them are like cheaper, people that just want to make a single purchase like Dukesoft did. And this is by no means me holding out the begging bowl. I don't want, okay, just so I can make this clear, I don't want anybody buying anything today. All right, so the reason I'm building up this list at the moment is so that when I do my 1,000 follower celebration stream, I at least have something I can go, hey, here's my throne list in case anybody wanted to just at least, have a fun time browsing. So there's this Atari console that's pre-order at the moment, coming out with, which is in Pac-Man colors, has Pac-Man and the 4 ghosts on the front, has a yellow joystick and a cartridge with 2 different versions of the game on, a more recent updated version and the OG on there as well. The son has a Mario light like that one. Oh, does he? Does he also have a Mario light like this one? That was one of my best purchases from Goodwill. Happy with that. I like that. I mean, I like it more when I can actually see it on my desk, because my desk is not something I'd probably want to show off at the moment, but yeah, next to his bed. Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be night lights, I think, aren't they? I think it even said night light when I added this cube one. Gotta go, pulling up to the next site, I'll be back for lunch. All right, Tatum, keep us on tenterhooks. We want to hear what's in that lunchbox today. Don't work too hard. We'll see you later. Just the brick one. Yeah, so I saw the brick one, like I said, and bought it when it was in Goodwill. And if I ever see this one in Goodwill, which you don't really see them very often, to be fair. That's why I snatched it up as soon as I saw it. But since I do have... Actually, look. Oh, no, it'll just take us to the item. But I log out... Possibly. How do you log out of this thing? You even log out? Log out all the way at the bottom, nicely hidden away so you can't see it. If I close that out, out and then click on the link again. Okay, so I'm not logged in now. It doesn't know it's me. Let me take a look at the item. Pac-Man is one of my fave arcade games of all time. This is a pre-order for an official Atari release of a Pac-Man edition Atari console. Cool Beans doesn't even begin. So yeah, pretty cool. On pre-order. Obviously, you know, $186.60 including taxes and shipping. Or maybe not. Maybe that's on top. Anyway, that's the crowd-funded console. And then we have the cube lamp that we were just talking about. And as I was about to say, the yellow rotating cube when using Elephant in the Room. I thought that would be kind of cool to have. You know that I run on caffeine and chocolate? Well, there's the caffeine, there's the chocolate, there's some more chocolate. It's 90.
Bitgam Bobby, Bitgam Bobby, Bitgam Bobby, Bitgam Bobby, Bitgam.
Stop it. Get some help.
See, just for times like that, I have the magic button. Welcome in, JD. Good to see you. How you doing? That's lots of bits that you were trying to put in my face there. We're just talking about you, JD, because the duck that you suggested, my throne list, Dukasoft purchased last week. And I haven't fully blinged it yet, but look, does it look familiar? Duck with the pink hat. Yeah. Yeah, also, who knew? Who knew, I was going to say, it came with 2 tiny pink shoes. 2 pink shoes. Comes with the gold chain, blinging it up. Fancy pants jewellery. I don't know if you can really see that. There we go. Okay. And then also the pink bandana that I need to tie. And also, last but not least, heart-shaped sunglasses. So thank you for that suggestion. How come when I redeem fake stream disconnected disconnects for real the next second? Do you know, Aaron, that is going to be your legacy? Yeah, Aaron came once and did the fake stream disconnect, and joke was on me because it actually disconnected. Welcome in, Aaron. I hope you're having a good Monday so far. So yes, thanks again for the suggestion, JD. Thanks again, Dukesoft, for the purchase. And we're just having a quick look at some of the fancy pants things on the throne list that I'm trying to build up for when we have the 1,000 follower celebration stream. So Balint made me add this, as it says there.
Stay a while and listen.
Turning the rental back soon. All right, drive safe, one more line. I hope it goes okay and they don't try and charge you for damage that you didn't do. It's been in the news lately, isn't it? There's one car rental company, and I can't remember which one it is now, that's using AI somehow to identify damage on returned vehicles, and people are getting charged ridiculous amounts of money for stuff they didn't do. But anyway, yes, almost $300, look, for this Belgravia luxury cotton short British robe in burgundy. Balint made me add it. Okay. Balint said it'd be really cool if this was on your list, so now I do what people tell me. Dukasoft told me to turn the light off behind me, so I did. Balint told me to put this on my throne list, so I did. This is the Game Boy Lego set, which you can now pre-order. Releases on October the 1st. You can pre-order that in Lego. And also in Lego we have the Pac-Man arcade machine, which if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Astro Canuck may have built on his stream one time, possibly. If it wasn't him, I definitely saw somebody building it. I do watch a few Lego builds on the platform.
To the other camera.
That is Astro Canuck. That's not him building Lego though. It wasn't a particular particularly good clip to show off the Lego streams. But yes, this arcade machine that we looked at last week, we thought this might be a big sticker on the screen, but you can actually wind this handle on the side and these characters move around. What? And look, then you have this tiny arcade machine and some characters that can go in the back of the machine. And these characters on top light up. So yeah, that's a whole thing. And then of course the tabletop machine, which we took a look at briefly last week. Stephen King's book, I haven't read yet. I've read most of his stuff. We have an actual small Pac-Man machine with the game on it. Ah, okay. So I have this tiny arcade that we built on stream a few months ago. That has lots of games on it. It doesn't have Pac-Man. We have this machine here, which was bought for me by Brit Gamey. And it has hundreds of games on it, but I haven't checked yet to see if there's a Pac-Man one on there. So that's quite nice. But I do also remember, have you ever seen the not tabletop, I don't even know what you'd call them, maybe they are tabletop versions, but the ones like a table where you actually sit around them, possibly in a pub, and you're looking down onto the screen. They're pretty good as well. I like those. Although, you know, if you're in a pub and it has overhead lights, not so great for the glare on the screen. Ours came with a small stool. Ooh, nice. Yeah, so it's not these people though, is it? Sparky, Arcade 1-Up? Because Arcade 1-Up do stalls as well, and they do the freestanding smaller versions of arcade machines. Captain Crabs for children to sit at. Oh, okay. Cocktail Arcade, is that what it's called? All right, thanks, Toby. How are you doing, Captain Crabs? Any job news yet? Anything to update us on? Have you heard back on the Austin position? As you know, I'm going to need a little bit of advance notice if I'm going to get the kettle on and cater for your visit. So let me know. Probably. Yeah, so these Arcade 1-Up, I guess a few years ago they started releasing these machines, and they're like, I want to say, probably a half size, maybe even smaller. Oh wow, that might even be smaller than I was thinking of. Oh, these are cute. Oh, it is Arcade 1-Up, yes. Look, same brand. Okay. Yeah, so if we go to, let me just blur, because I'm not sure if I don't want to dox myself if something comes up on Walmart.com that I don't want to. Yeah, so we have these cabinets, Arcade 1-Up, probably about the same price. Yeah, from kind of $330 to $499. Look, delivery as soon as 1 hour. That's pretty good, right? Yeah, so they look like arcade cabinets, these ones, but they're a lot smaller. They're a lot smaller to the point where they even sell like booster seats to put them on to lift them up if you're an adult. So you don't have to lean over. Look. Show the stools and stuff. Okay, so here's Countercade is what they call the one that goes on the counter. What's this? Arcade 1-Up HDMI Pac-Man 10-in-1 game console. What? Need to have a look at that. Didn't even know that existed. Wireless controller. Got lots of different versions of Pac-Man on there. 10 versions. 10 games anyway. Have a look. Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, New Rally X, Galaga, Galaga 88. You know who loves Galaga? Who plays Galaga on stream? Tatum. Sorry, Explorer, not this time. There's Tatum fishing, but Tatum also plays Gallagher. So Gallagher 88, Dig Dug, Super Xevious, Rolling Thunder. Oh, I love Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder, the one where you jump up and down on the platform. JD. No. Ha 0 for 2. Nice try, everybody. Rolling Thunder, Dragon Spirit, and Mappy. I don't know if I'm familiar with Mappy. And what are people saying about it? Do you have any reviews? Are people saying how fantastically amazing it is? Why do I rabbit hole so much? We're supposed to be working in Unity right now. Okay, view all reviews. Clearly not just reviews of this console, because look, we have other pictures over here. This product has great graphics, but the controller button doesn't work. I can't go to the left at all. The box looked like it was a used product. I will include pictures. I will be asking for replacement, but it has the same problems. I will ask for a refund if it has the same problems. Controller doesn't work. My package has arrived and the controller doesn't even work. I'm mad that I wasted my money on this. Packaging was pretty beat up during mailing. Didn't receive it. Currently the console is not working. Did not work. Won't power on. Well, I mean, they're not glowing reviews, are they? Arcade 1UP is a good brand. Legends Arcade is another good one. I haven't heard of Legends Arcade. But also, of course, I think if I started to buy one or more of these Arcade 1UP machines, I might get a slap from Mrs. Gamey, because she'll be like, where are we going to put it? It's usually what I say when we get to Goodwill, and she says, oh, look at this. This would be really nice at home. And I'm like, where would you put it? On the shelf, apparently. So just build a MAME cabinet. I mean, I could. I mean, I'll say I could, like I have the skills, but I know what a MAME cabinet is. You have a mini one. See, Explorer, if you had actually been here for the duration of the stream, you would have seen me showing off the tiny arcade that I built on stream that I said has a number of games on. And also, I said, Brick Gamey bought me this arcade machine. It has hundreds of games on, and I haven't been through them all yet. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Shipwreck, for screaming in my ear. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Shipwreck, of course, uses one of the best bots on the planet, which is StreamerBot, which Berlin would agree with, of course. How are you doing, Shipwreck? Welcome on in. We're trying to get to the game dev portion of the stream a little quicker today than I do normally. I see we're almost an hour in, and we're still somehow looking at arcade cabinets. But anyway, so yeah, the only other thing on my throne list was this Crucial X9 2TB portable drive for storing Unity game projects on. So when I put anything on here, I tried to make it stuff for the stream. I did tell Berlin that if this gets purchased, this robe, then I would do a stream just wearing the robe, because I know it's never going to happen. Have you seen the price of this thing? $297.80, $31.09 taxes and shipping. Yeah. Even though it's crowdfunded, so it means if you just want to say, well, I'll throw $10 at that. Even though it's crowdfunded, it's never going to meet that, because he's going to want to say, oh, do you know what I did today? I spent money on part of a robe. People are just not going to do it. So that was Berlin's lunch money. Don't tell him. So, yeah. I mean, you know, coffee and chocolate keeps me going when I do the streams. Video game related things relating to the stream. So I try and tie in as much as I can to the stream, you know, books for me to read so that, you know, I can chill out when I'm not doing the stream. So yeah, I don't want a huge laundry list of things. I think maybe, what have we got here? 12. That's probably a nice number. Some cheapy things, there's some things to crowdfund, so we'll close that out. Now, one of the things I worked on since last stream is updating the message. Do you remember we had a test message to say when the ads were coming? don't think the test message will appear on screen anymore to say ads are coming. We'll still get the announcement in chat. But then when the ads start, there should be a bar that appears at the bottom of this chat window above me, right along the bottom. We might need to move the messages up when we see it working, just because I think it might overlap. If it even works, because today's the first stream when I'm testing it, so you might need a robe when it's winter. I mean, you mean in winter in Texas when it drops down into the 80s? Is that what you mean, Sparky? Yeah, actually, it does get cold here, but it's not for very long. It's not for long enough, in my opinion, because I prefer the cold to the hot. So, okay. So, thanks again, Dukasoft, for my duck that you purchased. Appreciate that. I will bling the rest of the duck up after stream, and then you can see how he looks on Wednesday when we come back. All right, so the ads countdown bar we can't really do much with until we get some ads. See what that's doing. We have, of course, still ongoing is the Unity flash deals and the current Unity summer sale, as you can see there. Here is the link to the flash deals. I will pin it for, let's say, 10 minutes. In the optimistic hope in 10 minutes we'll be moving on to the game dev portion. Okay, so for today, and I don't know if Ice Bear's just like sitting back and chilling with a nice hot cup of coffee, ready to look through these today, because I know it's one of Bear's favourite parts of the stream. If Bear comments, I will BRB and grab a coffee. If Bear doesn't comment, I shall carry on regardless. So I'm going to give Bear 10 seconds to say something in chat. All right, we should continue. All right, so first up we have 200 plus stylized textures bundle RPG environment. So Saturday we had Surprise Saturday, when not even Unity really knows what the theme is. Well, not yesterday. What am I doing? And Sunday, I think, was Sci-Fi Sunday, and then Monday is Mega Pack Monday. So you're probably looking at some more expensive assets than usual, but you get more in them, and you still get 70% off. So you still get a whopping discount. So this is usually $120. Get it today for $36, but I don't really need any textures, so I'm good. RPG creation kit, usually $100, currently $30. I guess pretty good if you want to create an RPG, since that's what it does. Hexabody VR. I don't do any VR stuff, but I mean 70% off. You can't look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. If you do VR stuff, you might be interested in that one. 10 Themes GUI Kit. Graphical User Interface. So $150. $45 is a good deal. All these looks, all these icons and sprites and sliders and stars and all that good stuff. Looks like they went overboard, which is always good when you have an expensive pack with the videos and the screenshots. All right, so there's that one. We have from Explosive, who does some good animation packs. Warrior Pack Super Bundle, also 150 down to 45. I would expect probably most, if not all, of their media is videos. Yeah, you have to have one screenshot so they can do a thumbnail, but all the rest are videos. Very nice. Don't really want animations at the moment though. A low poly asset bundle. Just Create. I have a few assets from Just Create. Let's have a look. Oh, ads will start in 3 minutes. Okay, so I see the countdown at the top of the screen. we're not showing the countdown like we had before with the test message. So hopefully in 2.5 minutes, those people that don't get ads should see a bar appear at the bottom of chat. So I'm on tenterhooks now because this is the first time I've been able to properly test it since, you know, can't really test getting ads when you're offline. All right, so while we wait for that, let's have a look, sort this by price, and let's see which of these I own. So I own the low poddy medieval characters light. Is one of the freebies. So there's a few freebies here. More freebies. They do a lot of free assets. House interiors, $10. I think I probably got that as part of a bundle. Well, do we own any others, or is it just that one? Dungeons pack. Oh yeah, I remember getting this. So a good one. All right, so Just Create. Been on the asset store for a while. That's some good low poly assets that have matching art styles. And look, you can get 20 packs, 20 of his packs, or her packs, for $30. I mean, that's what, $150 a pack? Pretty good. Stylized 250 material mega bundle. Again, I don't need any materials at the moment, but $95 down to $28.50. Not too shabby. Survival Engine Online for survival games, $100 down to $29.70. And we have, last but not least, UI Toolkit Bundle. 30 seconds to ads. Let's see if the bar works. $109.99 down to $33 for 24 hours only. Then these assets go to 60% off instead of 70 for another 24 hours. And then after that, they sit at 50%, so half price for the rest of the sale. All right, let's see if this bar works in 6, 5, 4. Where's the bar? Add countdown. There it is. Why did I have to change to the other view to see it in this view? But also when I was testing, I did change I took a 0 out of the time it took for the bar to go down. So yeah, it's gone down a bit too quick. Let me just change that number back. Okay.
Can you beat it? Can you beat it? To Konu, to Betcher, can you beat it? 3 family, can you beat it? For me, I have some more. Can you beat it? 5, the Barbie movie is the best movie alive. Can you beat a 6 pickup stick? Can you beat a 7, I want to tickle Sven? Can you beat a 8,
Sven,
Don Bealey? Can you beat a 9, Bitely is sublime? Can you beat a 10, Bitely wasn't beat?
Yeah, so that's all I have to say about that, Berlin. Well, come on in. Good to see you. We did a shout out earlier. Saw you and lovely Lita in a clip. Told everybody to come and watch you tonight for Microscopy Monday. So I'm sure when you see I did you a shout out in your feed and you see all these new people following, you'll be like, wow, power of the smaller streamer. Yeah. Oh, we also talked about that as well. Yeah. So Ice Bear Bear was officially first. You were unofficially first before the stream started, which I did see annoyed Tubby Crumbles. I know I know you don't like offending Christabel, but there it is. That you did. Munchkin and I just came home from dance. What? That like daddy-daughter dance. Dukesoft is a tease. I'm hoping where it says ad break in progress at the bottom of the overlay chat, that in 15 seconds that disappears. If it does, at least half of that is working then. Come on, 5 seconds. There we go. Okay. I'm confident that in an hour, when we have more ads, that bar should work properly. So regular Monday dance class, I just usually don't take her, but I did today as Lisa took her sister to the airport. Ah, okay. Had you tabbed up though, so I wasn't actually tardy. Okay, alright, well, you know, like I always say, and like you pay no attention to, there is no obligation to show up. Sword wielder or not. Best friendo contract or not. Okay, just gonna put that out there. Oh, combo biddies, thank you. Alright, so we're just wrapping up here looking at the flash deals for today on the Unity Asset Store. We have one more left to look at, and then we're going to jump into the game dev portion. Oh, Berlin, if you missed it earlier, the duck arrived that Dukesoft bought from my throne list. Yeah, I haven't fully blinged it yet. We don't have the bandana, the heart sunglasses, the shoes, and the chain that came with it. I have it all here on my desk ready to do, but yes. Folks, I've only missed one of those man streams and I'm so sorry forever. That's okay, really. No, seriously. Yeah. I know I sound like a scratched record, but I'm always surprised that anybody shows up. Really am. It's like, I know that people say, oh, you know, it's not the content, which, praise the Lord for that, right? But still, it was a weird day where I fell asleep. I know. I think that was probably the last time that you slept, wasn't it? I think since then you said, that's it, I'm not sleeping anymore in case I miss another stream. If only I did something like had a regular schedule that I posted, then you'd know when you could sleep and when you should probably wake. Yeah. Yes, I brought shame on myself and my family. But that's okay, because, you know, it's self-indulged shame. None of it comes from me, okay? Did we know? Have we heard of Practical NPC? If you don't know Practical NPC, Practical NPC is a Godot game developer that streams, has a game called Memori, and today, I believe, is the day it's on early access. Yeah. Yeah.
The ball is almost a play.
There's the game at the bottom corner.
It's see, the thing
and
is, you would learn this if you went to art school like me. There's something called perspective.
Okay.
And from my perspective, you're wrong.
All right, so according to Practical NPC's schedule, his next stream will be 4 a.m. my time tomorrow. So, you know, while he might still be streaming when I wake up, I'm definitely not going to be there for the start of the stream. But you could be, if in fact you're somebody like Sparky Pugwash that is in a different time zone and could actually make it. So I drop him a follow. Watch how excited he is. He did have a Kickstarter as well that got fully funded, raised a bunch of money, and now it's on early access on the Steam store. Do we have NPC maybe? Okay, there we go. There's the link to the game. Thought we had a command. Go show some love. Even if you don't want to buy the game, even if you have no interest in the game, it's still nice just to add these things to your wish list to help with the discoverability. I actually had a few raids in the past from Practical NPC, which is always nice. All right, so this last one supports all three render pipelines. UI Toolkit Bundle 1. We've got a blur UI Toolkit, so we can blur certain elements. Welcome to my box. All right. Visual scripting for UI Toolkit particles. Anybody that works with Unity will tell you that UI particles, while they're not impossible to get working, they can be a little nightmarish. So $33. Look at the particle system on that bar. Whoa! Just $33, you can have all the particles you want in your UI. Scroll view elements. UI node. There's some blurring for you on the UI. All three pipelines. Easy to use, lots of options.
Skinny dipping in a sea of Leo propose on bended knee to Lee.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help. So that's the last one. All right, so that's the Flash Deal assets for the day. Dang it. Okay, we're still testing the ads countdown bar. We have in fact done the 70% Flash Deals. Okay, so what we're going to look at today, I'll start.
Dipping in a sea of Leo propose on bended knee to Lee.
Stop it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the directional arrow today. Pretty sure I have a directional arrow in my assets that we can pull into the project. Project which, because I'm a pro streamer, don't actually have it open at the moment. But by the time I've finished waffling, and by the time I have finished talking, project should be open, and then we should be able to go into it. And in fact,
in a sea of Leo propose on bended knee to Lee.
Stop it. Get some help.
I love that button. So we're going to go ahead and open up the project. We're going to load in the directional arrow, and then we're going to try and get it working. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get it working yet, but I'm going to get it working where it's a proximity arrow and it points to the nearest pedestrian that hasn't been rescued. Now we also need to put some parameters in there, because what we don't want is you start rolling this way because that's the direction the arrow is pointing in, but then suddenly somebody comes down a side street and there's a pedestrian that's even closer, and then it points the other way. Or maybe we do want it like that. Maybe we want it literally to spin around and like a compass and point to the nearest person in the game. We get stolen from so often. I wonder why that is. I don't know. I'll have a think about that, Berlin, and I'll get back to you. Yeah. Did I even actually build anything actually into the description? No, I didn't.
So, what? Thank you, Dukasoft. Squishing my head. Now I probably sound really squeaky.
Okay. So what I can probably do, just so that people don't call the wambulance.
I thought I told you to turn that thing off! It is too late and it's too loud!
Okay. All right, you got me. Okay.
I can't hear you! I can't hear you!
Stanley. Alright, so now we have spam messages will be nerfed in the text for the TTS redeems. I wish I could read that time. Well, let me read it out to you, Berlin. Okay, it says, it is 5 minutes to 11. Okay? Which it actually...
You can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
But that's incorrect. Well, I mean, it updates every 5 minutes.
I'm only familiar with 25 letters in the English language. I don't know why.
I don't know why. It's 3 till 11. Yes, it is 3 till 11, but it updates every 5 minutes, so it will never be accurate to the minute. So, because you're not sentient. Yeah. I mean, you can try and do a song request, Berlin. Maybe that will answer the question for you instead of me needing to have an ask command. Okay, so here's our lovely city that we're familiar with, and there's our big boy under the water that we're familiar with. But today we're not talking about big boy, we're talking about the player. So let's zoom in on where the player is, and we're going to add a directional arrow over the top of the ball that says, hey, go in this direction, that's where the next person is to be rescued, which I thought might be a good alternative to having a mini-map. I'm still not completely sold on not having a mini-map. I'm just not really sure how best to implement it, whether... I don't know, there's a number of ways that I can show where the remaining people to be rescued are. I mean, I can have it where temporarily it turns off all the buildings and you can just see across the whole city and just see where people are. Quite like that option. And then maybe put an outline around the people as well. I could have a full screen mini map that you can see through that can be enabled and disabled. Reset that can be enabled and disabled. I don't know if I like how in your face that might be, even if you can see through it. And the other alternative, of course, is to just have a tiny mini map as a small representation of part of the level in the corner, which is the more common way to do it. Which I still might do, because what stops you from seeing the other pedestrians, other than distance, is the buildings obscuring them. So if you had an aerial view on a mini map, you'd be able to see where they were moving. So we'll see. I think I'll revisit the idea of a mini map when we get onto the UI and we start laying out the screen and what parts of the user interface we can and can't see. Did that still work, that animation, Berlin? I didn't see it. Okay, it does. All right. It's quite well placed as well to just fit in that little gap. All right, so next thing to do is, I was actually going to switch back to the browser because I thought we were on Unity, but we weren't on Unity. We were already still in the browser. So yeah, I need to now look in my asset. Oh, what about direction arrow? Not going to show me easily, is it, which one I own? And there's 3 pages, so go back. And then open up a new tab, and then in this new tab, oh, Mega Pack Monday, we just looked at that. In the new tab, we'll go to my assets, best view. Best view, best viewers, cheap viewers, buy viewers. I'm thinking if we just search for arrow, because it's always challenging as well to, if you drill down by category, to say, oh, I want this 3D directional arrow, so let's drill down into 3D models. But it might not be in that. It might be under tools. It could be under something else. There's a number of places these things could be in. So even if we type in arrow 16, okay, I can live with that. Look, archery pack. One Line has a great archery game. I don't remember. I feel like, yes, we did shout out One Line already, didn't we? Because we saw earlier. We've got that clip that I didn't like. Arrow Way Pointer has been deprecated, but I think that was the one I used. Latest release date was 2020. No video available because they made it private. But yeah, this was the one that I used in Hook 'em and Book 'em. So even though it's deprecated, we can still grab it and we can still use it. So let's try close that out. Open in Unity. Show Unity. Arrow waypointer. Show it shows is deprecated, but because we have added it to our collection, it should still allow us to download it and use it. Let's give it a try. Downloaded. Import. So interestingly, this arrow waypointer is from the asset developer called Turn the Game On. The observant among you will go, wait, Turn the Game On, isn't that the asset developer that also made the traffic system that you're using in this game? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Thank you for remembering. So what we're going to do is import. And then Unity is going to jump around for a bit, try and load everything in, compile the scripts, tell us if there's any issues or errors or problems along the way. I will click over to the console when this finishes importing, and we should be able to see. Actually, we're already on the console. Couldn't find a README. Wah, wah, wah. Here we go! Yay! Bunch of warnings. And an error. Excellent. Well, let's hope just clearing it makes it go away. So, where did it put it? Arrow. Oh, won't be in the hierarchy yet. Well, it is in the project. Okay, turn the game on. Arrow waypointer. README. Select the tools, turn the game on, waypoint controller menu item from the Unity toolbar to add the system to your scene. Okay, so tools, turn the game on, waypoint controller. Ta-da! So we have waypoint controller and we have waypoint arrow. And back to the scene. Okay, there's the arrow. Clearly in the wrong spot. We don't need it there. But if we click on the player and then we copy the position of the player and then we go to the waypoint arrow and paste position, and then we go to the waypoint controller and we also paste position. Okay, so we have the ball, we have the waypoint arrow and the waypoint controller. Lift the arrow up. There it is. Alright, even has a A nice jaggedy shadow there. Jaggedy Shadow. That sounds like an indie band. Go and watch Jaggedy Shadow tonight. Alright, so we have an arrow, which is pretty much just a 3D model of an arrow. There's the mesh render and the mesh. Okay, so the plan is the arrow will rotate on... Oh. Weird. Won't let me rotate it. It's not marked as static. What is going on right now? Unless the child object is static, is it? No. Well, that is interesting. Because it's controlled by the waypoint controller, maybe? So we have a player slot. I'm back with my grub. Well, I hope you enjoyed the flash deals that we looked at, Ice Bear Bear. I don't know if you'll be buying any of those today. Right, waypoint controller. We have a slot for the player, so we can go ahead and grab the player and drop the player into the player slot. Configure mode is off. Arrow target smooth is 1. Total waypoints 6. Waypoint list. So this is how it works. So when I used this particular asset in Hook'em and Book'em, it was fairly simple to use because I only had one object to track. I'm hoping if we can add each pedestrian as a separate waypoint, I won't have to do any clever coding to work out which one's the closest, and that the arrow might be able to do it. I was at the store. Oh man. I mean, it's Mega Pack Monday. There was a lot of expensive assets, which even with 70% off were still above what I normally pay for assets. So you probably didn't miss much, to be fair. Scroll back. We got the link still in chat somewhere. Here it is. Show browser. So basically it was textures, RPG creation kit, VR if you do that, I don't. GUI kit, which was a nice pack for 45 if you do a lot with GUIs and sprites and stuff. Animation pack from Explosive. Just create 20 packs, which is great. $30. If I was going to buy one today, I'd probably buy this one. If I'm being honest. Materials, no, didn't want any materials or textures. I didn't get either of these two. Survival engine, I'm not doing a survival game, but that looks like it would save you a lot of time if you do. And then last but not least, UI toolkit, or lots of different stuff like particles in your UI, doing some blurry stuff and fancy effects in your UI. So this is also a good one. So yeah, if I narrowed it down to 2, I might get today, it would be just create, even though I have no immediate need for the packs, but I do like the style. And UI toolkit bundle. These two. I'm going to try very hard not to buy them. Ultimately, we'll see. I may not. Well, you didn't need to go to the store, Ice Bear Bear, but apparently eating and drinking is quite important, so you have to go to the store to get these things. So, there we go. All right, what we didn't do was have a look at what's coming up tomorrow, which is Tuesday. What do they do on Tuesdays? Mega Pack Monday. Toolbox Tuesday. So tools and scripts. What you'll see coming up next, scroll down far enough, even if we have to go on to the next page. Actually, we've got on sale only, we don't want that, do we? Take that off, take that off, just flash deals. Oh wait, is this the last week of flash deals? Wait, what? Possibly. All right, maybe not. Panic over. Okay. 143. This number here said 18. I'm like, wait, what? How's there only 18? All right, so tomorrow, we can't look at them tomorrow, obviously, because I don't stream tomorrow. Do I stream tomorrow? I don't even remember what my schedule is for this week. So my schedule is slightly changed this week again because of IRL stuff. There's an appointment that I need to be at on Friday. So for this week at least, Friday stream is going to be on Thursday. Let me have a look at my own schedule here. So instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday this week, it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday this week. So while we can't look at tomorrow's assets, flash deals on stream, take a very quick whistle stop look right now. And then on Wednesday, Wednesday is the best day. Right, Bear? Right, Bear? Wednesday is the best day for flash deals. Why is it the best day for flash deals on Wednesday, Bear? Tell the party people, Bear, why is Wednesday the best day of the Unity flash deal sale week? Tried to beat the heat and failed. Yeah. So, I don't even know if I've seen the weather today. Isn't today Monday? It is. See, that's why we have a little calendar widget in the bottom corner, because I'm very forgetful, Captain Krabs. But Bear is about to tell us why Wednesday, which will be my next stream day, is the best day as far as the Unity Asset Store goes for flash deals.
Let it snow, let it snow.
150 days. We're getting there. So I'll tell you why Wednesdays is the best day for Unity Asset Store and the flash deals. It's because every other day gives you flash deals up to 70%. On Wednesdays, the flash deals are up to, wait for it, 98%. Which means at least one of these assets we're about to look at. Actually, no, we're looking at Tuesday. One of the assets, at least one of them on Wednesday, will be up to 98% off. Okay. But tomorrow's is Prefab World Builder, V Hierarchy 2, Character Customizer,